Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to today's seminar. What a superb turnout already, 250 and growing. Obviously people like to see live trading and live market analysis, which is what we're going to be doing today. Going to be focusing on the TradeGuider software. We've got a new scanner that we launched some months ago that we haven't really shown publicly very much, but I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to be showing you the live TradeGuider indicators as they appear, and I'm going to explain to you the various trade setups as they appear. In the email that I sent out yesterday to everybody, I did suspect we'd have some movement today in the market, and the market has not disappointed. In fact, this morning it was marked up, artificially marked up, as I'm going to show you, only to fall. Let me tell you who I am. My name is Gavin Holmes. I'm from the United Kingdom originally. I'm the CEO of TradeGuider Systems International. We're based here in Chicago in the United States, next door to the Chicago Board of Trade. I'm an educator with the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and I trade stocks, futures and Forex. I've also started to be fairly active trading oil as well since the middle of last year, the oil futures contract. So I do trade multiple contracts. What I want to focus on today though is that each of you that have come here, I want you to take something away with you that will help you in your trading. It's always very, very easy to look at an individual trader trading and calling a market and taking trades. That's one part. But the other part is when I'm not with you, I want you to at least understand the principles today that I'm going to show you. Now, because we've got a lot of new people here who've never seen a TradeGuider seminar or VSA in action, we have actually, in fact, this weekend, I've just come back from a live seminar that I did in Dallas. And for those of you that are from AFTA, in Dallas who are here in this room, I want to welcome you all. I know we had over 100 people sign up from that seminar that I did this weekend. We did actually produce a CD for that specific seminar, which was, it had a video of Tom Williams in there, who I'm going to talk about later. What I'm going to show you today was developed by a former professional syndicate trader. His name is Tom Williams. Now, because of the limited time and the fact I want to get to the live charts, we have actually produced for you, for those of you who are non-customers, okay, for those of you who are customers, let me be clear, these videos are going to be made available to you during the week, okay. We've produced several really good courses that are going to be coming out in the next week or so. So please don't order this free CD because it is a promotional CD, but for those of you that are not TradeGuider customers that want to find out more about volume spread analysis, I'm going to put this up here now and get it over with. Please make a note of that email address and that telephone number. Okay, Brittany Mooney is in Chicago. We've got 50 CDs left and they're free. Yes, free. They've got several hours of material on there. They've got links to various informational pages on VSA. And because I don't have as much time to talk to you today about all the principles, this is the best way of you finding out, and we've done it. It's free. We had 50 left from the after presentation that we did in Dallas. Brittany has them in the office. Once the 50 have gone, we have run out. It's over because we're not producing anymore. So there's the telephone number for Brittany Mooney, or you can email her your postal address, your name and your telephone number, and she will contact you to confirm that one is being sent out to you. They're being sent out tomorrow. So that's the last I'm going to say on it, but please make a note of that name and that telephone number. And for those of you who've got further requests for information, that's the person to talk to. She will send you the CDs. Okay, I talked about very briefly Tom Williams. 2-minute intro into Tom, then I'm going to go to the charts because I need to give you some background. I was taught to trade several years ago by Tom. He was a former professional syndicate trader, which was smart money. We at TradeGuider teach you to read volume. Volume is the gasoline of the market. It's what drives the markets. But we must remember that volume is the activity. At least 90% of the volume that we see on your charts is the activity of the professional money, and that's what we follow. Professional money drive the markets. This is a bit about Tom and his background. He originally was a state-registered nurse in England, and he moved to California in the 60s. He then became a registered nurse and was employed as a minder, and I say that medically speaking, to the head of a large syndicate that were based in Beverly Hills. In those days, there was 330 syndicates in and around America controlling a great deal of money. Okay, he retired at 40 after being employed as the syndicate chartist. Okay, it was the chartist. I will give that email again in a second, Mark, just bear with me. So he was a chartist. It means he used to draw the charts for the syndicate to allow them to take their positions in stocks, as it was in those days. When he was 40, he retired. Very wealthy man, didn't need to work again. But he was bored, so he decided to try to computerize the work of Wyckoff. Now, Wyckoff was a trader back in the 1900s that talked about reading the tape, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Reading volume, seeing order flow, and being able to analyze professional accumulation and distribution. In fact, Tom began to sell the program I'm going to show you today back in 1996. He called it Wyckoff VSA. It's now called TradeGuider. And in 1999, and please do feel free to go and check this, there was a first review done on the software, and in it John Sweeney wrote, "These are the best intraday signals I've ever seen." I do not like to use the word signals, ladies and gentlemen. Despite the fact you're going to see signals, I like to use the word indicators, as I'll show you. In February 2008 and again in 2009, our company were awarded honourable mentions for the best trading software over $1,000. There are 3 laws that govern all market behaviour, and that's what we focus on at TradeGuider. We don't have any complicated mathematical formulas in our software. We do have MACD, we do have moving averages, we do have all the types of things, stochastics, but I don't actually use any of those. So I won't be talking about those today, but we do have them in the software, okay? So that's very important. There are 3 laws. The law of supply and demand, that's fairly obvious, we've heard that before. But then we have the law of cause and effect, and then the effort versus the result, and that's all linked to volume. So I'm going to talk today about volume spread analysis, which is going to tell us why and when a market will move in any time frame. These are the 3 things that we focus on. Now, can everybody hear me, by the way? Can you all hear me? Just do a quick sound check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, everyone can hear me. Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, a couple of people typed in that the voice has gone, but I'm definitely being heard by everybody. I can see most people typing in yes here, so I know that the sound is good. Okay. So volume spread analysis is simply volume is at the bottom of your charts. Most traders that I talk to are unfamiliar with volume or just don't understand it. I'm going to blow that theory out the water today and explain to you live how volume works. But volume on its own doesn't give you the full story. A market can go up on high volume. It can also go up on low volume. So there are other factors at work, which is why we must then analyze the range or the spread of the bar. Okay, in England we call this the spread. It's the high and the low of the price bar. Okay, in America it's called the range of the bar. So it could be volume range analysis, but for the purposes of today we'll call it the spread. And finally, the most important part is the closing price in relation to the spread. That is actually very, very important indeed, because the closing price tells us the true intention of professional money. Now, many of our indicators require 2 bars to confirm, much the same as a candlestick pattern. Some of them require 3 bars, and I hope today you're going to have the opportunity to see these indicators coming up live. Okay, so in summary, volume is activity. We as traders must be interested in volume because it tells us the consensus of opinion amongst the professional players or smart money. The spread and the close confirm it, especially when you compare it to the previous bars. Most important is we must identify where we have a supply or a support line. A TradeGuider, we refer to this as the playing field or a trend channel. And I'm going to show you today how I use certain support and resistance levels to identify high probability trades.